Welcome to WealthRise Stories, where clarity meets knowledge, and knowledge becomes financial power.
Hey, my friend. I have a question that's a little shocking. Be honest with me. If I told you that right at this very moment in the space where you're sitting, standing, or lying down, maybe your living room, a coffee shop, or even on a crowded bus, there are at least 10 money-making opportunities within a 5-meter radius around you. Would you believe it? Most of you would probably laugh. What is this guy even talking about? Within 5 meters of me, there's nothing but my phone, a few books, or this half-finished cup of coffee. Right, I get it. Because I used to think the same way. I used to be stuck in the mindset that to make money, I needed some big idea, a $1 million project, or some kind of special one-of-a-kind talent. But then one day, an old worn-out book published nearly a century ago landed in my hands. Its title sounded dry enough to scare anyone off: 1,000 Ways to Make Money. When you hear 1,000 ways, what's the first reaction that comes to mind? Probably a long, endless list of stiff, generic advice like 1. Sell boba tea. 2. Open a nail salon. 3. Do drop shipping. Right, a thick handbook packed with nothing but text listing ideas that might have gone out of style ages ago. Something that only super smart, super rich, or super free time-loaded people would ever sit down to read from start to finish. And this is exactly where I want to shatter that misconception. Because if you're thinking that way, you're missing out on a real treasure. This book, my friend, is not a quick rich guide. It's not some recipe you can copy and expect money to magically flow into your pocket overnight. No. In fact, it doesn't even give you rigid step-by-step lists to follow. So what is it? It's a mindset. It's a philosophy. It's like a giant mental map, a massive mind map designed to unlock the hidden financial third eye inside each of us. It doesn't teach you how to make money the traditional way. It teaches you how to see money everywhere. Remember that question about 10 opportunities within 5 meters of you? This book is the key to decoding that. It helps you realize that maybe right there on your desk sits an old notebook. To someone else, it's just scrap paper. But with a different perspective, it could become raw material for handmade recycled paper, or the spark for a blog titled The Secret Lives of Old Notebooks. Or that phone you're holding, it's not just a toy or a communication device. It's a content studio, an online storefront, a tool that connects you to billions of potential customers. This book isn't about having some rare God-given talent. It's about having observation, connection-oriented thinking and creativity. It teaches you how to turn the small, ordinary problems of daily life, a wobbly chair, a broken bicycle, a neighbor who needs a pet sitter, or even something as simple as someone needing entertainment after a long work day, into business opportunities. Each problem, each need is a doorway to a way to make money. In today's digital age, where everything from online learning, social media selling, YouTube content creation, and even one-on-one consulting can generate income, the philosophy of this book is sharper and more powerful than ever. It reminds us that your greatest resource isn't money. It's your ability to perceive the world around you. So the journey we're about to take with 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't just about learning how to make money in some step-by-step fashion. Far more importantly, it's about learning how to see money. Learning to recognize value, to connect seemingly unrelated dots, and to turn the smallest idea into reality. Get ready for a deep shift in how you perceive the financial world around you. Because after this video, I'm certain you'll never look at everyday objects, services you use, or the little problems around you the same way again. You'll start noticing signs, little clues that you had never paid attention to before. We're going to link these thought patterns together, unlocking your limitless financial creativity. Are you ready for this adventure? How many of us have ever woken up one morning, scrolled through the news, looked back at our bank account, and let out a long sigh? How many of you have ever felt stuck in an ocean of overwhelming information about making money from crypto, investing online, selling affiliate marketing, all the way to becoming a content creator, only to still feel lost, not knowing where to start? Or maybe you tried and failed, and then ended up returning to the same old boring 8-hour work cycle. If you've ever felt that way, or if you're simply craving a new path to turn your dream of financial freedom into reality in this digital age, then you've come to the right place. Today we're about to begin a special journey, one where I'll introduce you to a work that, at first glance, sounds like it's been buried under a century of dust, but actually contains priceless gems that can completely change the way you think about money and opportunity. The book I'm talking about is titled 1,000 Ways to Make Money. Yes, you heard that right, 1,000 Ways. The title sounds almost unbelievable, like some kind of old-school get-rich-quick handbook from a distant era, doesn't it? But don't judge it too soon. The book was written by F.C. Minaker and published in 1917. That means it came out more than a century ago. F.C. Minaker's name might not ring out like Napoleon Hill or Robert Kiyosaki because he wasn't a financial guru in the modern sense. Minaker was a sharp observer, a collector and organizer of ideas, real-life stories about how ordinary people with no background, no massive assets, managed to create income and build prosperity on their own. This book was born at a time when the world was undergoing massive transformation. World War I was happening, the age of industrialization was exploding, and society was shifting from agriculture to industry. Much like our era today, a century ago was also a time of uncertainty, but also full of fresh opportunities. Minaker didn't preach lofty theories. He simply recorded stories and concrete examples of how people recognized needs-solved problems and turned ideas into money. From the smallest things like growing clean vegetables to sell to neighbors, to fixing broken tools, providing transportation services, or even the bold breakthrough business ideas of that era. The book wasn't a bestseller of its time, but it became a hidden gem, quietly inspiring countless people and shaping the mindset of generations regarding financial independence. So what does a book that's over 100 years old have to do with us young Vietnamese living in the 21st century, in the digital age, in the gig economy, chasing financial freedom? This is where my modern perspective comes in. I know many of you here are struggling with questions like, how do I earn extra income outside my main job? How do I break out of the paycheck-to-paycheck trap and start building a career of my own? We are surrounded by thousands of tips, hundreds of get-rich-quick courses, and endless promises of a bright future after just a few clicks. I've been there too. I've spent hours scrolling TikTok, YouTube, reading articles on the latest money-making models, trying everything from drop shipping to affiliate marketing to building a content channel. And honestly, many times I felt completely stuck. There's too much information, but far too little real direction. We get lost in the endless chase of trends without any roots, without a solid mental foundation. This is where Minaker's book becomes an invaluable map. You see, even though our tools and technologies have changed dramatically, from horse-drawn carriages to electric cars, from handwritten letters to email from village markets, to global e-commerce, human nature and the fundamental principles of creating value haven't changed at all. People still have needs. People still have problems. People still crave convenience, joy, and knowledge. And this leads to the approach I call humanizing the book. We're not going to read it like some dry historical document. We're going to extract the timeless principles, Minaker recorded principles, about recognizing needs, about creativity, about turning ideas into action, about service, and about adaptability, and apply them to the modern tools we have today. Imagine FC Minaker living in our era. What would he do with artificial intelligence AI to analyze markets and create content? How would he use social media to build a personal brand and reach millions of customers? How would he leverage e-commerce to sell his products and services worldwide without needing physical storefronts or giant warehouses? These are the questions we're going to explore together. We're going to dissect each chapter, each idea from Minaker, not to copy the money-making methods from 1917, but to reprogram your mindset. We're going to learn how to view the world through a new lens, the lens of a value creator. You'll start to see opportunities everywhere, from tiny, everyday problems to massive gaps in the market created by technology. This is not a presentation about some get-rich-quick formula. This is a deep analysis, a journey to restructure how you perceive value needs and your own capabilities. We're going to dismantle the belief that making money must be hard, competitive, or dependent on someone else. Our goal is to turn you into someone proactive, a financial architect of your own life, someone who can see, create, and seize opportunities in any economic situation. Get ready to expand your perspective. Question the most basic assumptions. And join me in discovering a world full of potential that you've never noticed before. In the next part, we'll dive into the very first pages of the book and begin the journey of reprogramming our financial mindset. See you there. I hope you've had a week full of energy and fresh ideas. Today we're going to begin a journey that I believe will change the way you perceive the world around you. A journey exploring the classic book, 1,000 Ways to Make Money by FC Minaker. The title sounds like this is some kind of book that lists thousands of jobs, thousands of tricks to get rich quickly, right? I used to think the same thing. But no, my friend. After reading and reflecting on it, I realized this isn't a book about what you should do. It's a book about how you should think in order to create value. And from that, create money. And that's exactly why we're starting with Chapter 1, the foundation of thinking, turning problems into opportunities. Most of us, when we want to make money, start a business, or simply improve our finances, tend to jump straight into action. We search for how-tos, some idea, or a ready-made formula. We think that as long as we do something, the money will come. But I'm here to tell you, that is not the first step. The first step, the most important and foundational step, is to change your mindset. Before you can create any solution of real value, you need to train your ability to observe your ability to see the problems that others are facing, and then turn those problems into opportunities for yourself. Sounds abstract, right? Don't worry. Let's dive into the 3 golden principles of this foundational mindset. 1. The principle. Problem solvers are the ones who get paid. This is the guiding star of every successful business. Whatever you do, whatever you sell, whatever service you offer, the core reason you get paid is because you solved a problem for someone. Think of it like this. Uber didn't invent taxis. They solved the problem of inconvenient rides, unclear pricing, and long wait times. Airbnb didn't build hotels. They solved the problem of expensive lodging or the lack of unique accommodation choices while helping homeowners make use of unused space. A plumber gets paid not because he owns a wrench, but because he solves the annoyance and damage of a leaking pipe. A programmer gets paid not because he types fast, but because he builds software that helps a business save time, boost productivity, or reach customers more effectively. This principle sounds obvious, but very few people truly internalize it or apply it in their daily lives. We tend to look at the product or service instead of the problem behind it. I firmly believe that if you want to earn money in a sustainable and meaningful way, stop thinking about what do I want to sell and start with. What problem can I solve for someone? When you create real value by solving a problem, the money naturally follows. It's a natural consequence, not the starting goal. 2. The technique of seeing hidden needs in everyday complaints. So how do you find these problems? Where are they? The answer is they're everywhere, especially inside the little annoyances and inconveniences that we and the people around us deal with every single day. This is the part I find the most fascinating. Instead of treating complaints as meaningless whining, treat them as treasure chests. Every complaint is a signal, a clue that there's an unmet need, a problem that doesn't yet have an optimal solution. Try this little exercise from now on whenever you hear someone say, "I wish someone could just," "Why is this so annoying, time-consuming, confusing? If only there were a way to, I hate having to do this." Steer, accurate pause, and write it down. Don't just listen with your ears, listen with the mindset of a problem solver. For example, my friend often grumbles about how he never has time to read. Books pile up and gather dust. I wish someone would read summaries to me every morning. That's a complaint and also a hint. From that you could think, is there a short audiobook summarizing service? A community that shares key takeaways? Or yourself, have you ever gotten annoyed because it takes forever to find the matching sock in your laundry pile? Sounds silly, but is there a solution for the lonely sock problem? A special laundry bag? A smarter closet system? This is not the time to build a complicated product. This is the time to train your observation muscles. Watch people stuck in traffic. Listen to sighs in the grocery store. Read negative comments online. Behind every inconvenience is a door to opportunity. Pro tip, always ask why and what if. Why are they complaining about this? What's the root cause? What if there were a simpler, faster, cheaper, better solution? By doing this, you'll start seeing the world through a completely different lens. Problems stop being obstacles and become the puzzle pieces of a much bigger opportunity map. 3. The mindset of small experiments. Start at the tiniest scale possible to validate your idea. You now have a list of problems and a few early ideas for solutions. Great, but hold on, don't quit your job yet. Don't rush to borrow money. Don't rush to start a company. The next step is not to build an empire. It's to run small experiments. This is where we apply the lean startup mindset to every corner of our lives. Instead of spending months and tons of money building a perfect product that you're not even sure anyone wants, start with the smallest scale version that lets you test your idea. We call this an MVP, minimum viable product, but you can think of it simply as the simplest, fastest, cheapest version you can make to test whether your idea actually solves someone's problem. Examples: if you want to start a healthy lunch delivery service, don't rent a kitchen or hire staff or buy delivery vehicles. Try cooking a few meals for 5 friends, co-workers for 1 week and gather their feedback. If you want to build a productivity app, don't write thousands of lines of code. Sketch it on paper or create a simple prototype using a free tool. Then ask your target users for input. If you want to teach a skill, don't launch a big course. Try teaching one friend for free or host a tiny workshop for a few people. The goal of small experiments isn't instant success, it's learning. Do people actually have this problem? Does your solution actually work? Will they pay for it? And if so, how much? What should you adjust to improve it? The faster you test and gather feedback, the faster you'll know whether your idea has potential. And more importantly, you'll learn without paying a high price. Small mistakes are valuable lessons. Big mistakes can be disasters. The small experiment mindset helps you reduce risk, save resources, and keep your motivation alive. So we've just gone through Chapter 1, the foundation of thinking, in the journey of 1,000 ways to make money. We've established that the first step isn't action, it's mindset change. We've learned the principle problem solvers are the ones who get paid. We've explored the technique of spotting hidden needs in daily complaints. And we've equipped ourselves with the mindset of running small experiments to validate ideas. These are the first bricks, but also the strongest bricks for building any money-making path. Once you truly absorb this mindset, you'll stop fearing words like startup or making money. Instead, you'll feel energized because the world around you suddenly becomes one giant treasure map. Now I want you to start today. Start observing, start listening, and start jotting down the complaints and inconveniences you and others encounter. Look at them through the eyes of a solution builder. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into turning these problems into concrete solutions and shaping them into your first products. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next parts, and leave a comment below, telling me what problem you noticed today. I can't wait to read your insights. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next video. I hope Chapter 1 has sparked a few new rays of insight about how you see the world around you. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure you go back and do so, because it will be the solid foundation for everything we're about to explore today. In Chapter 1, we talked about how 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't just a book, it's a new lens for viewing opportunities. We re-examined the meaning of money and value. And today, we're going to dive deeper into a concept that might just be the most important element in your entrepreneurial journey, a type of capital that all of us already possess more or less, but often forget to tap into. It's your personal capital, which is you, the things you carry within yourself. Chapter 2. Personal Capital. Harnessing your skills and passions. We often think of capital as cash, physical assets, or a big savings account. That's true, but only part of the story. In the 21st century, the most valuable, lowest-risk capital for starting a business or creating new income doesn't sit in your wallet. It sits inside you. Your skills, your knowledge, your experience, and especially the hobbies and passions you've nurtured over the years. I want you to imagine each of us is a treasure chest full of unique gems. The problem is sometimes we don't recognize the value of those gems, or we don't know how to polish them so they shine. 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't a book that teaches you how to find money. It teaches you how to extract value from what you already have. And from there, money naturally follows. Let's do a little audit, a self-inventory of your invisible assets. Don't rush to think I don't have anything special. I'm certain you do. 1. Turning your hobbies into income. Where joy meets money. This is one of my favorite parts, and also where so many people have their aha moment. Have you ever thought that the things you do purely for fun, to relax or release stress, could actually become a money-making machine? Sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? But the truth is, millions of people around the world are doing exactly that every single day. Think about your hobbies. Just list them out freely. They don't need to be some kind of grand, natural-born talent. You love cooking. How can you start? You could sell your family's signature snacks to friends or co-workers. Make customized meals for busy people. Start a YouTube channel or blog sharing recipes, baking tips, or healthy dishes. You can earn from ads from selling recipe ebooks, or even hosting cooking classes online or offline. Think about it. How many people out there want delicious, healthy meals, but don't have the time to cook? You're the one solving that problem. You're passionate about writing? Writing isn't just about creating best-selling novels. You can start a personal blog on a topic you know well, travel, beauty, tech. You can become a freelance copywriter for small businesses, writing website content or social media posts. Or even become a ghostwriter for those who want a book but don't have time to write one. In today's digital world, quality content is in higher demand than ever. Your ability to craft words and tell stories is an invaluable asset. You're a true gamer. Think gaming just wastes time. Totally wrong. You can become a streamer, build a community, and make money through ads, donations, subscriptions, or sponsorships. You can coach others in esports to improve their gaming skills. or create content analyzing or reviewing games on YouTube. The gaming industry is one of the biggest markets in the world, and your gaming skills combined with your ability to connect with people is a potential gold mine. You're good at drawing or design. From simple pencil sketches to complex digital art, this is a skill with massive demand. You can take commissions, sell prints, cards, stickers, or create brand logos and visual identities for small businesses and startups. Etsy, Fiverr, and Upwork are amazing places to start. Think of people wanting a unique gift, a personalized avatar. You are the one providing that value. The key takeaway here: never underestimate the things you do just for fun. People pay for convenience, beauty information, entertainment, and unique experiences. If your hobby can create even one of those things, you've got an opportunity. 2. Packaging your expertise from expert to guide. This is another powerful way to convert your personal capital into income, and often an even more effective one. You already have a professional background, right? You've spent years learning, working, and gaining experience in a specific field. That is a treasure trove of knowledge others desperately need. Think of it like this: you've spent hundreds or thousands of hours mastering your craft. There are countless people who want to achieve the same thing or who want help solving a problem you've already overcome. So why not package that knowledge and sell it? Create online, offline courses. Are you a marketing expert? Create a course on how to build an effective content strategy for small businesses, or Facebook ads optimization AZ. A great accountant. A course on basic accounting for online shop owners would be incredibly useful. An experienced programmer. Teach beginner Python on Udemy Teachable or even via Zoom. Courses can include video lessons, worksheets, exercises. Your value is helping others save time, avoid mistakes, and reach their goals faster. Offer consulting services. If you can solve a complex problem in your field, become a consultant. Small businesses and individuals are more than willing to pay for expert advice. Examples: business strategy, consulting personal finance, consulting career development, guidance, nutrition, consulting. You can offer one-on-one sessions, phone calls, video calls, or mini workshops. Write an ebook or guidebook. If you're good at explaining things clearly, an ebook is a great way to share your expertise. Examples: A Beginner's Guide to Houseplant Care, The Ultimate Job Interview Handbook Fast Track English Communication Guide. Sell ebooks on Amazon Kindle or your own website. One-time effort, long-term passive income. Think of all the times friends or co-workers came to you for advice because you know your stuff. That is a market signal. Your knowledge has value. Don't be afraid to price it. You invested time and effort to earn it. 3. Offering freelance services. Turning skills into freedom. Freelancing isn't new, but in the digital age, it's more accessible and widespread than ever. This is the most direct path to turning your skills into income without the complexity of creating courses or ebooks. Think about the skills you use at work or the skills you picked up through self-learning. Most of these can be offered as freelance services. Graphic design, logos, banners, brand identity, website, graphics, social media designs. Content writing, copywriting, blogs, ads, scripts, website content, email marketing. Web development, programming, websites, landing pages, small apps, bug fixing. Social media management, scheduling posts, engaging with communities, running ads. Virtual assistant, email handling, scheduling, research, admin tasks. Translation documents, websites, videos. Photo, video editing. Product photos, event photos, video editing. Language teaching online, English, Japanese, Korean tutoring. The list could go on forever. And you don't need to be a master. You just need to be better at the skill than the person who needs your help. How to begin? Identify your skills. Make a list of what you're good at. Build a portfolio. Create samples of your work, even if from personal or mock projects. Find clients. Start with your network, friends, acquaintances, former colleagues. Then move to online communities and freelance platforms. Start small. Don't hesitate to take small gigs first to build experience and credibility. The beauty of freelancing is freedom time, freedom location, freedom income, flexibility. Your capital is your skill and your time. And sometimes one small freelance project opens the door to huge opportunities. So you see, your personal capital is a massive treasure chest waiting to be unlocked. 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't just about making money. It's about discovering the hidden value inside yourself. I want you to try a small exercise after watching this video. Grab a pen and paper. Divide it into 3 columns: hobbies, passions, expertise, and existing skills. Write down everything you can think of in each column, no judgment, no limits. Then, next to each item, write 1 or 2 ideas for how you could turn it into an income stream. It doesn't need to be perfect. What matters is that you begin the process of thinking and recognizing. This is the first and lowest risk step to creating your own income stream. Remember, what you already have is the most valuable asset you can use to build your financial future. In the next chapter, once you've listed your personal capital, we're going to talk about how to sell those values effectively, how to find the right people who need them, and how to build a trustworthy personal brand. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming chapters. Leave a comment below telling me which hobby or skill you're thinking about turning into an income stream. I'd love to hear your story. Thank you for joining me on this journey. See you in Chapter 3. Welcome to Chapter 3 of our journey through 1,000 Ways to Make Money. If in the previous chapters we talked about mindset and about recognizing opportunities, then today we're touching on a topic that many of us, including myself in the past, often had negative assumptions about Chapter 3, the power of sales and marketing. Sales. It sounds a bit cliché, doesn't it? Or worse, it brings up images of persistent salespeople, lunchtime spam calls, or dishonest pitches designed to close a deal. I get that feeling. I used to think sales was a field that wasn't exactly elegant, maybe even a little uncomfortable. I grew up thinking I'd be a specialist, a scientist, an artist, anything as long as it wasn't sales. But then life taught me a big lesson, one that I believe. 1,000 Ways to Make Money subtly implies, if you want to make money, truly make money, you must learn how to sell, whether you're selling a product, a service, or your own personal brand. And not only learn how to sell, but also learn how to love selling. Join me in setting aside those old assumptions for a moment, and let's open ourselves to seeing sales from an entirely new perspective. Positive and full of power. Breaking the misconceptions. Every money-making activity involves selling. The truth is, we're selling something every single day, even without realizing it. You go to a job interview. You're selling your skills, your experience, and the value you bring to the company. You're trying to convince the employer that you are the best product for the position. You go on a date. You're selling your charm, your intelligence, your personality, and all the interesting things about you that make the other person want to get to know you. You pitch an idea to your boss or coworkers. You're selling your vision, your logic, and the benefits of your proposal. You're convincing your kid to eat their vegetables or your spouse to help with the housework. You're selling the benefits of health, teamwork, or simply the peace of a relaxing weekend. So you see, selling isn't a single, isolated action. It's a core life skill, the art of communication, persuasion, and above all, the art of creating and exchanging value. The most successful people in any field, from CEOs and Nobel Prize-winning scientists to influencers on social media, are all master sellers. They sell ideas, visions, solutions, beliefs, and ultimately themselves. When you accept that selling is an essential part of every money-making activity, you open a new door to unlocking your true potential. The key point 1, basic psychology principles behind persuasion. So, how do you sell effectively without becoming annoying or manipulative? The answer lies in basic psychology. Selling at its core is about understanding people, understanding what they truly want and need, and presenting your solution in a way that makes them feel understood and confident. Think about the times you bought something you genuinely loved. What happened? 1. Empathy. First and foremost, a great salesperson or a great product makes you feel understood. They don't just talk about features. They talk about the benefits those features bring you. For example, a phone doesn't just have a 100-megapixel camera. It helps you capture every precious moment of your family in stunning detail, never missing a thing. 2. Value. You buy because you believe the product or service delivers equal or greater value than the price you pay. And value isn't only physical, it includes emotional benefits, convenience, joy, peace of mind, or solving an urgent problem. You don't sell a coffee machine because it has lots of buttons, but because it saves the customer time in the morning and gives them cafe-quality coffee at home. 3. Trust. We only buy from people we trust. Trust can come from reputation reviews, social proof, product quality, transparency, and sincerity. You can have the best product in the world, but if no one trusts you, they won't buy. 4. Scarcity and urgency used ethically. When something is limited or available only for a certain time, its perceived value increases. Only 3 spots left. Offer ends at midnight. These can encourage action when used truthfully, but ethics must always come first. Never create fake scarcity. 5. Liking and connection. We buy more easily from people we like or feel connected to. That's why friendliness, personal warmth, humor, and genuine connection can significantly influence a sale. In short, selling isn't manipulation. Real selling is understanding people, offering solutions, building trust, and delivering true value. When you do that, making money becomes a natural and sustainable outcome. Trunks. Key point 2. Finding or creating your first product to sell. Now that you understand how important sales is, the next question is, what do you sell? How do you find or create your first product? This is where you shouldn't overthink things. 1,000 Ways to Make Money emphasizes that you can start with the simplest things you already have, or problems you can solve. 1. Start with yourself, your skills and hobbies. What are you good at? Writing, design, programming, cooking, playing an instrument, teaching, English, career, coaching, gardening, repairing things. What do you enjoy? Painting, candle making, baking, gaming, studying history. Turn those skills and passions into services or products. Examples. If you're good at English, start tutoring online. If you love baking, offer custom-made cakes. If you're skilled in design, take on small freelance projects. Personal story. I remember the first time I ever sold something back in college. I happened to be good at organizing information and creating clean, engaging slide decks. Friends constantly asked for help. One day I thought, why not charge for this? I started making slides and summarizing lecture notes for classmates who didn't have time. And those were the first dollars I ever made from my own skills. It wasn't much, but it completely changed my mindset. 2. Look around you. Other people's problems are your opportunities. What problems are your friends, family, or community facing? Is there a service missing or a poorly executed service you could improve? Examples. Busy people with pets. Offer dog walking or pet sitting. Small businesses struggling with social media. Offer content creation or page management. Students struggling with a specific subject. Create a short online course or a paid study group. 3. Explore simple low-capital business models. Drop shipping. Sell products without holding inventory. Focus on marketing suppliers, ship the goods. Print on demand, design t-shirts, mugs, phone cases printed only when ordered. Digital products. Ebooks, online courses, design templates, royalty-free music photo presets, created once, sold endlessly. Affiliate marketing. Promote other people's products and earn commissions. The key is not perfection. Start with the simplest version of your idea, your MVP. Put it out there. Listen to feedback. Improve it over time. You don't need to create a masterpiece right away, just something that helps someone with a real problem. Key point 3. Building a personal brand on social media to sell trust. In today's digital age, there is one priceless asset anyone can build and turn into a money-making machine: your personal brand. Even if you don't have a physical product or service, yet you can always sell trust, credibility, knowledge, and personality through your personal brand. Your personal brand is how people see you, what you represent, and the value you bring. And social media is the perfect stage for building that. So how do you build a strong, trustworthy personal brand? 1. Define your core values and expertise. What do you want to be known for? What field can you speak about with confidence? For example, personal finance for young adults, effective home workouts, Vietnamese culture storytelling, family life hacks. This clarity shapes your content and attracts the right audience. 2. Share value consistently. This is the heart of it. Create content regularly across platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Your content should offer real value. Education, teach, explain, guide. Entertainment, bring joy, humor, relaxation. Inspiration, share personal stories and motivation. Connection, spark conversations and engagement. Example: this YouTube channel of mine is an example of building a personal brand. I share insights, experiences, and perspectives on books, self-development, making money. And through that, I connect with you, build a community of like-minded people, and open the doors to many opportunities. 3. Be authentic. Don't try to be someone else. People can sense inauthenticity from a mile away. Share your thoughts, your emotions, even your mistakes. Authenticity builds deep and lasting connection. 4. Engage and build community. Social media isn't a one-way stage. Reply to comments, respond to messages, join conversations. When you engage, you don't just gain followers, you build a community that trusts and supports you. When you build a strong personal brand, you're selling trust, and trust is the most powerful currency in the modern economy. It enables you to sell your own products, courses, books, consulting, make money from ads and sponsorships, attract collaborations and investment opportunities, have a voice and influence to make a difference. Remember, your personal brand isn't a short-term campaign. It's a long-term process requiring consistency, sincerity, and continuous value creation. But once built, it becomes one of your greatest assets. So you see, sales isn't a scary or negative word. It's an essential skill, an art of communication, a process of creating and exchanging value. From understanding human psychology to finding or creating your first product, to building a strong personal brand on social media, these are all crucial pieces of the puzzle that allow you to truly make money and create impact in this world. Don't fear or avoid the word sales anymore. Instead, embrace it, learn it, and turn it into your superpower. Because no matter what you do, you're already selling something every day. And when you do it well, the door to 1,000 ways to make money opens wider than ever. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into optimizing your sales process and building automated systems so money can flow into your pocket even while you sleep. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Thank you for listening. Reflect on what we talked about today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Welcome back to our series, Exploring the Book, 1,000 Ways to Make Money, a journey where we uncover different paths to building wealth and turning ideas into income. If in previous chapters we dug deep into traditional business ideas, the old ways that still hold timeless value, then today we're about to open a completely new door, a world that I truly believe is the gold mine of the 21st century. Chapter 4, The digital gold mine. Organic. Making money in the internet age. Sounds dramatic, right? Digital gold mine feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But what's the reality? Even though 1,000 Ways to Make Money was written in the previous century, its core spirit finding opportunities from what you already have and from unmet needs remains untouched. And what we're doing today is modernizing those ideas, bringing them into the online space where startup costs can be incredibly low and your potential reach is practically limitless. Think about it. A few decades ago, to open a store you needed to rent a space, buy inventory, decorate, and could only reach customers within your local area. But now, with just a computer or even a smartphone and an internet connection, you can reach billions of people across the planet. This is the fertile ground we're going to explore together. 1. Content creation, turning passion into income. In the original book, there were ideas about becoming a consultant, an educator, or a performer. Today, all those roles can be digitized through content creation. Think about it. What genuinely excites you? Did you have deep knowledge about a particular field, a story worth telling, a skill you can teach? That's your raw gold. YouTube, the playground for long-form stories. YouTube isn't just a place to be entertained. It's a massive school, an endless treasure trove of information. From cooking tutorials, product reviews, and educational content, to simple everyday vlogs, you can carve out your own space here. Where does the money come from? First, AdSense. YouTube pays you based on ad views on your videos. Second, brand deals when your channel grows and attracts the right audience. Brands will approach you to promote their products. Third, selling your own products, merch, courses, ebooks, turning your viewers into customers. Examples: a baking channel, a book review channel, a pet care advice channel. All of them can make money from passion. TikTok, the land of short, explosive creativity. If YouTube is a thick book, TikTok is a collection of captivating short stories. With its short-form videos, TikTok requires creativity, speed, and the ability to communicate concisely. From entertaining clips to life hacks to bite-sized knowledge, TikTok is creating an entire new generation of content creators. Where does the money come from? Mostly through brand deals, live stream gifts. Viewers send virtual gifts that convert into real money and driving traffic to your other platforms. YouTube online shop where you monetize more effectively. Blogging, the home of deep thought. If you love detail analysis and want to build a long-term digital asset, blogging is still a rock-solid home on the internet. Video may dominate today, but demand for high-quality written content remains huge. How do bloggers earn? Similar to YouTube ads. Google AdSense affiliate marketing, more on this later, selling digital products, ebooks, online courses, or consulting services. The best part: you don't need huge capital to start a decent smartphone. Free platforms or a low-cost domain and hosting are enough. What you need is consistency, curiosity, and creativity. 2. Drop shipping and affiliate marketing, e-commerce without big capital. If content creation requires continuous mental production, there are other paths that let you enter the e-commerce world without worrying about inventory, warehouse space, or shipping. This is the modern evolution of small trading or brokering from the original book. Drop shipping, selling without holding inventory. Imagine running an online store without spending money stocking inventory, without warehouses, without packing or shipping. That's dropshipping. How it works: you set up an online store, Shopify, Shopee, Lazada, and list products. When a customer buys, you forward the order to the supplier in China, the US, anywhere. The supplier packages and ships the product directly to your customer. You profit from the difference between your selling price and the supplier's price. Pros: low risk, global reach, flexibility to test various products without worrying about unsold stock. Cons: you're fully dependent on the supplier for quality and shipping time. Best for beginners wanting to learn e-commerce without big initial costs. Affiliate marketing. Earning money by recommending products. This is making money by promoting someone else's product. No inventory, no customer service, no logistics. How it works. You join affiliate programs. Lazada, Affiliate Shopee, Affiliate Amazon Associates, Access Trade Mass Offer. They give you a special link, affiliate link. When someone clicks your link and buys you, earn a commission. Pros, no products to create passive income potential, very scalable. Cons, requires trust and traffic. Also depends on affiliate commission policies. Best for content creators, influencers, bloggers, or anyone who wants to earn online without physical products. Both drop shipping and affiliate marketing are fantastic entry points for beginners, especially those with little capital but a willingness to learn online marketing. 3. Building and leveraging online communities. The power of people. But here's the thing, in this digital era, content and products are sometimes just the surface. The true value lies in people and connection. In 1,000 Ways to Make Money, there were ideas about organizing clubs or groups to share interests. The internet has elevated that idea to an entirely new level. Community is where you build trust, long-term value, and turn followers into loyal fans. An online community can be a private Facebook group on a specific topic, vegan cooking, sci-fi, book lovers, online business support, a Discord server for gamers, programmers, or hobbyists, a niche forum or discussion board. How to build it? Bring value. Engage consistently. Share knowledge. Support members. Create a positive space people want to belong to. Start by inviting your audience from your content platforms, YouTube, blog, TikTok. How to monetize it ethically. Sell your own products, courses, ebooks, membership sites, physical products, paid events, webinars, workshops, private one-on-one sessions. Smart affiliate marketing, recommending only truly useful products. Brand partnerships, companies will pay to reach a highly engaged community. A strong community isn't just income. It's a treasure trove of ideas, feedback, and long-term stability. A digital asset that once built pays dividends for years. So there you have it. We've explored 3 major gold mines of the internet age: content creation, lean e-commerce through drop shipping and affiliate marketing, and the power of community. The amazing part, they all share key advantages: low startup cost, unlimited reach, built on delivering real value to people. Just like gold miners of the past needed only a shovel and determination. Today, all you need is a computer, an internet connection, and the willingness to learn and experiment. Don't hesitate to start small. Share a tip on TikTok. Write a blog post about your hobby or join a Facebook group to learn. The internet isn't just a tool. It's a vast ocean of opportunity waiting for vision and courage. Remember, every click, every line of code, every video you upload could be a gold nugget on your path. Start digging your own digital gold mine today. Thank you for listening. See you in the next chapter of 1,000 Ways to Make Money. Welcome to 1,001 Ways to Make Money, the 21st century edition. I'm Wealth Rise Stories. And today we're going to open a completely new door, a horizon full of potential. That if our book were rewritten today, would absolutely have an entire chapter dedicated to it. That is Chapter 5, The Sharing Economy and Freelance Work, also known as the gig economy. You know, one of the most fascinating things about reading 1,000 Ways to Make Money is that even though it was written ages ago, its core principles, creativity, entrepreneurial spirit, and the ability to see value where others overlook it, remain completely intact. And if there's any phenomenon that perfectly embodies those principles in the digital age, it's the gig economy. At its core, it's about turning your free time, your skills, or even the items lying dormant in your home into cash. Sounds familiar to the spirit of the book, doesn't it? Think about it. Instead of trying to find one single full-time job with a fixed salary, the gig economy opens the door for you to do multiple small jobs for different people whenever you want. It's freedom, it's flexibility. And yes, it's also a big test of your self-management and independence. 1. Free time and the power of freelance platforms. Back in the day, if you had a special skill writing design coding, you would have to knock on doors, send letters, beg for chances. Now, all you need is a computer and an internet connection, and you can reach millions of potential clients around the globe. That's the power of freelance platforms. On the international stage, names like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer.com have become massive labor marketplaces. Upwork is home to larger, more professional projects where freelancers build a full profile and bid on jobs requiring expertise, coding, marketing, translation, administrative support. I remember a friend of mine, a software engineer who earned a solid amount simply fixing bugs for startups around the world right from his home. Fiverr focuses on microservices exactly like its name suggests. You create gigs like, I will design a professional logo for $5, or I will write a 500-word travel blog post for X. It's extremely flexible and a fantastic place to build a reputation and earn your first dollars. Freelancer.com operates similarly, filled with diverse projects and fierce competition. So what's essential when joining these platforms? 1. Build a strong profile. Think of it as your online resume. 2. Specialize. Don't try to do everything. Find your niche. What do you write best? What type of design do you excel at? 3. Communicate well. Clients love professionalism and clarity. 4. Deliver high-quality work. This is the key to great reviews and future clients. 2. Leverage what you already have. Turning idle items into money machines. Here's where the spirit of 1,000 ways to make money shines brightest in the modern world. The book teaches us to see value in the smallest things. And in the gig economy, that means looking at the items sitting unused in your home and asking, how can this make money? A. Renting out extra rooms or your entire home. This is the classic example of the sharing economy, Airbnb. If you have an empty room, a rarely used apartment, or you're traveling and don't want your home to sit unused, Airbnb can turn that space into income. A friend of mine in Dalat had a small house with 2 bedrooms. Instead of letting one sit empty, she listed it on Airbnb. At first, it was just to earn some grocery money, but over time, with thoughtful decor, hospitality, and glowing reviews, her room was fully booked year-round. The income even surpassed her main job. Note: this requires time, effort, communication, and some legal preparation. But the earning potential is undeniable. B. Turning your vehicle into income. Instead of letting your motorbike or car sit idle in a parking lot, why not let it work for you? Platforms like Uber, Lyft, Wings have revolutionized this. With a vehicle and a smartphone, you can become a rideshare driver, earning flexibly by the hour. Many of you watching this may already have been part of this system, whether as a driver or a rider. In some countries, there are even platforms for renting out your personal car to others when you're not using it. C. Renting out seldom used items. This is the most creative part and the one that reflects the book's spirit most clearly. Look around your home. Cameras, lenses, professional drones. Maybe you have an expensive camera you use twice a year. Event organizers, amateur photographers, or creators may happily rent it for a few days. Gardening or repair tools. A drill's specialized equipment. A lawnmower. Is there someone nearby who needs it but doesn't want to buy their own? Special outfits, accessories. A wedding dai, a once-worn evening gown. These can be rented out too. Costume rental shops pop up everywhere, but you can run your own micro-rental through community groups. Old books or textbooks, instead of letting them collect dust, sell or rent them to students in the next cohort. The essence of this is simple. Recognize the hidden value in what you already own. Shift your mindset from "I own this" to "This can serve someone else and earn money for me." 3. The mindset of an effective solopreneur. In the gig economy, you're not just a worker. You're a solopreneur, a one-person entrepreneur. This means you must manage everything yourself, finding clients, negotiating, doing the work, managing finances, and building your personal brand. Sounds overwhelming, but this is exactly the opportunity to grow into the fullest version of yourself. 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't just about money. It's about independence, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance. A solopreneur needs all of that. Here are the qualities I believe you must cultivate. Proactivity and opportunity seeking. No one hands you work. You must find it. Join communities, connect, learn continually, and spot market gaps. Self-discipline. Without a boss, you are the only one responsible for deadlines and quality. Constant learning and skill upgrading. The world changes fast. What's valuable today might be irrelevant tomorrow. Stay curious. Stay updated. Build your personal brand. In the gig economy, reputation is gold. Every project, every client interaction shapes your brand. Good reviews and word of mouth are priceless. Financial management gig income is often unstable. You must manage cash flow, save for emergencies, and maybe even invest. Treat your gigs like a mini business. Problem solving. Not every client is easy. Not every project goes smoothly. Your ability to stay calm, analyze issues, and find solutions will define your growth. I truly believe this solopreneur mindset, this sense of independence and personal responsibility, is what 1,000 Ways to Make Money has been trying to teach us all along. This isn't just about making extra income. It's a lifestyle, a way to shape your own value in a changing world. You see, the gig economy and the sharing economy aren't distant concepts. They're a living, breathing example of the timeless principles in 1,000 Ways to Make Money. With a bit of creativity, initiative, and willingness to reevaluate the value around you, you can turn your free time, hidden skills, and even the idle items in your home into exciting new income streams. This isn't only about making money. It's about empowering yourself, finding independence and freedom in a dynamic world. It's the chance to become your own boss, to decide how you use your time and assets. So what about you? Are you ready to explore the 1,001 modern ways to create value for yourself and others? Take a moment to look at what you have, what you can do, and take that first bold step into this opportunity-filled world. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it and leave a comment below about your own experiences with the gig economy. See you in the next chapter, where we'll explore another fascinating aspect of making money. If in the previous chapters we explored different ways for you to use your own hands to create income, from trading your labor skills and time to building active revenue streams, then today I want to open a completely different door with you. A dimension that I personally believe can transform your financial life forever. This is the moment when money works for you. Imagine this scenario for a moment. You have a tiny army. This army never sleeps, never complains, never asks for vacation days or a raise. They work at full power tirelessly, always creating more money for you. Sounds pretty amazing, right? That is the core principle we're diving into in Chapter 6. Don't work for money, the money work for you. In the previous chapters, we learned how to catch fish. Now we're going to learn how to build a fish pond, and eventually an entire fish farm where the fish multiply on their own without you having to sit by the river every day waiting. Active income, where you trade time and effort for money, has a limit. Your energy is limited. Your time is limited. You only get 24 hours a day. But money doesn't have that limitation. Money can work 24/7 non-stop, and more importantly, it can duplicate itself. At this point, some of you might be thinking, sounds great and all. But if I don't have much money, how do I even invest? Isn't investing only for rich people, the ones with hundreds of millions or billions? This is a huge misconception, and I want to shatter it right now. You do not need to be a millionaire to start this journey. What you need is knowledge, discipline, and most importantly, to start. So with a small amount of money, where can you begin? Let me introduce two of the most basic, beginner-friendly paths, both of which I personally started with. 1. Investing in mutual funds. Open-end funds. Think of it like this. You want a big slice of cake, but you can't afford the whole thing. So you buy a small slice instead. That's what mutual funds are. Instead of buying individual stocks or complicated assets on your own, you contribute a small amount of money into a large fund. This fund is managed by top financial experts. They use the combined money of all investors to build a diversified portfolio: stocks, bonds, real estate, gold. This reduces your risk because you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. And the best part, you don't need to be an expert. You just choose a fund whose goals match yours, trust the fund manager, and you can start with just a few dollars a month. 2. Dollar cost averaging DCA. This is a powerful strategy, especially for beginners and those with small capital. Instead of trying to time the market, guessing the perfect moment to buy, you simply commit to investing a fixed amount of money every month. For example, you set aside $100 or $200 every month to buy mutual funds or shares of reputable companies. The magic of DCA is this. When the market goes down, your fixed amount buys more units. When the market goes up, the same amount buys fewer units. Over time, this averages your purchase price and removes emotions from your investment decisions. It builds discipline, and discipline is gold in investing. And now we arrive at what Albert Einstein once called the eighth wonder of the world, the power of compound interest. Compound interest is simply interest that earns more interest. Instead of withdrawing your returns, they're added back to your principal. And then they also start generating returns. And your money stops growing linearly, 1 plus 1 plus 1, and begins growing exponentially, 1 1 2 2 4 8. Picture a tiny seed. If you water it, care for it, nourish it consistently, it won't just remain a small plant. It becomes a tree, then a massive tree, and eventually an entire shaded canopy bearing countless fruits. Your money works the same way. And the most important factor here isn't the amount of money you start with, it's time. The earlier you start, the more explosive compound interest becomes. Here's a simple example. Person A starts investing $2,000 per month at age 20. Person B starts investing $3,000 per month at age 25, 5 years later. Even with the same average return rate after 30 to 40 years, Person A, despite investing half as much monthly, ends up with significantly more total wealth. Why? Because Person A had 5 extra years for compound interest to work. Those 5 years aren't just 5 years of investing, they're 5 years of interest accumulating on top of previous interest. That is the unbelievable power of time. Investing isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. There will be times the market swings. Your portfolio might temporarily drop in value. That's when patience matters most. Do not panic. Do not make decisions based on fear. Stay committed to your strategy, trust in compound interest, and trust in long-term economic growth. From my personal experience on this journey, I can tell you, starting to invest might be one of the smartest financial decisions you'll ever make. Not only does it build your wealth, it transforms your mindset about money, your future, and your freedom. But let me emphasize clearly, this is not personalized financial advice. Everyone's situation, goals, and risk tolerance are different. What I'm sharing are fundamental principles and beginner-friendly investment paths. You should educate yourself, seek knowledge, and if needed, consult financial professionals. However, the most important thing is start. Start with a small amount. Start with the basics, and you'll see the door to financial freedom slowly begin to open. Imagine a future where you have more freedom in your decisions, where financial pressure doesn't overshadow everything because you've built a powerful army of money working hard for you. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into the different types of investments and how to build an investment plan that fits you. Don't miss it. Thank you for listening. And remember, let your money work for you. I'll see you in the next chapter. Welcome back to the channel and to the 1000 Ways to Make Money series. I'm your companion on this journey of exploring those seemingly far-fetched yet incredibly practical paths to building wealth. Today, we're opening a chapter that many people believe only belongs to the ultra-rich or the ones with mountains of cash sitting in the bank. What am I talking about? Yes, real estate. Real estate? Sounds massive, doesn't it? Images of skyscrapers, million-dollar gold land zones, multi-million-dollar deals. It's easy for people like us, those without a huge pile of capital, to feel discouraged and think, yeah, that's definitely not for me. I get that feeling. Honestly, I'd bet many of you watching this right now have had that exact same thought. I used to think that way too. I thought real estate was a playing field I could never step foot in. It was too big, too complex, and demanded way too much money. But the book 1000 Ways to Make Money that we've been diving into together proves the opposite. It's not just a book, it's a key that unlocks new ways of thinking. And in Chapter 7, titled Real Estate for Everyone, we're going to smash those limiting beliefs. We're going to discover that you don't need to be a millionaire to step into this high-potential market. All you need is awareness, the right mindset, and most importantly, the courage to start. Take a deep breath. Ready? Let's dive into the world of real estate. But not in the way you're used to. Part 1. Real estate without big capital. The art of rent and re-rent. Real estate for everyone. So where do we begin when our wallets aren't exactly overflowing? Don't think about buying a house or land right away. Think rent and rent out, also known as subletting. This is an extremely clever low-capital strategy used by many successful investors when they were just starting out. Imagine this. You find a spacious house, 3 or 4 bedrooms, in a neighborhood near a university, an industrial area, or the city center. The landlord wants $3,800 per month for the entire property. After some Texas-style negotiation, straightforward, clear, no dancing around, you secure a long-term lease with permission to sublease each room. That's the key to the entire model. You don't have to remodel anything fancy. Just a bit of touch-up, repaint a few walls, add beds, desks, closets to each room. Install AC units if needed. It's Texas after all, and clean everything thoroughly. Now each room becomes an independent, neat, functional living space. Then you start finding room renters. With a good location and basic amenities, you can easily charge $1,500 per room. 3 rooms, yours and $4,500 per month. Subtract the $3,800 rent and you pocket $700 monthly. If you optimize the living room into a shared space or even rent it hourly as a mini co-working area, you can increase your income even more. Sounds unrealistic? Let me give you a real example right here in Texas. I have an acquaintance in Austin, Texas. He started with exactly $0 to buy a home. He rented an older single-family home near the UT Austin student area. The landlord listed it for $2,500 per month. After a few negotiation sessions, he secured it at $200 a month on a 3-year lease and agreed to do minor improvements himself. He spent about $4,000 repainting and dividing the layout into 4 rooms, added AC units, and basic furniture. Then he rented each room for $900 a month. Total income $300 or $600 a month. After paying $200 rent, he profited $1,500 every month. In just 3 months, he recovered his renovation costs. From month 4 onward, everything was pure profit. This is a textbook example of the rent-to-rent model extremely common across Texas, especially around Austin, Dallas, and Houston. Benefits of this model: low initial capital, just a security deposit, usually 1-2 months rent in Texas, and small renovation costs. Low risk. If you can't find tenants, your loss is limited to the deposit and repairs, much safer than borrowing hundreds of thousands to buy a house. Real-world experience. You learn property management, tenant acquisition, problem-solving, all essential skills in the U.S. real estate industry. Steady cash flow. A near-instant passive income stream that helps you build credit and accumulate capital to eventually buy property. Part 2. The skill of finding and evaluating a high-potential property. Whether you're looking for a property to sublet or you've saved some capital and want to buy a small condo or plot of land, the skill of finding and evaluating a promising property is crucial. It's like learning to see through the outer shell and recognize the real value inside. Most people only look at price and appearance. That's a huge mistake. Real estate isn't just a house or a piece of land. It's a combination of location amenities, development potential, and hidden stories. So how do we develop this investor's eye? 1. Location. Location, but on a deeper level. Everyone says location is king, but why don't just look at a big main road? Look at the details: distance to schools, hospitals, markets, malls, parks, bus, train stops. Look at transportation routes to key areas. Walk around the neighborhood at different times of day, early morning, noon, night. You'll sense the lifestyle, safety, noise levels, population density. Study city planning. Are there upcoming infrastructure projects? Roads, parks, new districts? Is the area scheduled for expansion or clearance? Planning information is a goldmine for real estate investors. 2. Evaluate the health of the property. For houses, don't be fooled by fresh paint. Check the structure: cracks in walls, roof leaks, electrical water systems, roofing condition. These things can cost a fortune later. Check the home's direction, natural light, ventilation. Dark, cramped houses are harder to rent or resell. For land, check soil condition, flood risk, especially in Vietnam, and the lot-shaped square lots are more desirable. 3. Research the local market thoroughly. Compare rental and selling prices of similar properties nearby. Check vacancy rates. A high occupancy rate means strong rental demand. Talk to local shop owners and even brokers carefully. They'll share insider info you won't find online: areas prone to blackouts, traffic jams, nighttime noise. 4. Value-add mindset. A good property isn't always perfect. Sometimes an old rundown house in a great location is a rough diamond. Buy low, improve it, then rent out or resell at a much higher price. The ability to spot renovation potential and estimate costs is a critical skill. I once missed a golden opportunity when a friend showed me a tiny old house deep in an alley in District 3. At the time, I only saw the narrow alley and the worn-down appearance. I didn't see that it was only 50 meters from a major road near parks, schools, hospitals, and that the area was scheduled for alley expansion. If I had taken the time to study the plan and imagine its future, I'd probably be sitting on a property worth several times more today. Don't let appearances fool you. Part 3. Long-term thinking and using financial leverage wisely. Real estate isn't a casino where you get rich overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And the winner is the one with long-term thinking, patience, and the ability to use financial leverage intelligently. 1. Long-term mindset and the gateway to sustainable wealth. Real estate prices rise and fall with market cycles, but over decades, they trend upward. Population grows, cities expand, demand increases. Look at the last 10 to 20, 30 years, property values in major cities have skyrocketed, despite short-term downturns. Compound growth. If your property produces rental income, that cash flow can pay your mortgage or help you reinvest into more properties. Over time, your assets grow exponentially. Patience is key. Don't panic during downturns. Downturns often create the best buying opportunities. 2. Financial leverage, a double-edged sword, but incredibly powerful if used well. Leverage isn't a fancy term only for billionaires. It simply means using someone else's money, mostly the banks, to buy an asset you believe will grow. Imagine you have $500,000. You could buy a $500,000 property outright. Or you could use that $500,000 as a down payment, but borrow $1,000 from the bank to buy a $500,000 property. If it appreciates 10% from $1.5 million to $1.65 million, you gain $150,000. That's a 30% return on your $500,000, not 10%. That's the power of leverage. But leverage is a double-edged sword. It can build wealth quickly or wipe you out if misused. Smart leverage. Calculate your repayment ability carefully. Ensure rental income can cover mortgage payments or that you have stable income. Maintain an emergency fund of at least 6 months' expenses. Choose favorable interest rates. Don't overborrow, ideally 50 to 70% LTV, depending on your financial stability. Avoid stupid leverage. High-interest loan sharks. Borrowing beyond your ability to repay. Using debt to buy speculative risky assets with no real value. A friend of mine made this mistake. Hype blinded him during a hot market. He borrowed 80% of the property value with only 1 year of grace period. When interest rates increased and the market slowed, he couldn't cover the payments. He was forced to sell at a loss, ending up in massive debt. Lesson learned: leverage isn't magic. It's a tool, and every tool requires skill and understanding. So there you have it, my friends. Chapter 7, Real Estate for Everyone, has opened up a completely different perspective on this field, hasn't it? We've seen that. 1. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. With subletting, you can start with very little capital gain experience and build cash flow. 2. The skill of finding and evaluating property is priceless, built from observation research and a value-add mindset. 3. Long-term thinking and smart leverage are the pillars of building lasting wealth through real estate. Don't let the big numbers in the market intimidate you. Real estate isn't a playground for the elite. It's a playground for those with an open mind, a willingness to learn, and the courage to seize opportunities. Start small. Maybe explore a rental property in your area and see if you can improve it and sublease it. Or simply begin following local planning news and upcoming infrastructure projects. Real estate is no longer a luxury game. It belongs to anyone with vision, curiosity, and the drive to act. Thank you for joining me in this exciting chapter. I'll see you in the next episode of 1000 Ways to Make Money, where we continue discovering even more surprising paths to wealth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Have an amazing day and start taking action today. Hello everyone, and once again, it's great to see you back on this journey through 1000 Ways to Make Money, the book that has been opening so many doors of thinking for us. Today we're stepping into a chapter that I believe isn't just the backbone, but the very heart of all sustainable prosperity. Chapter 8, The Power of Unique Ideas. Have you ever wondered what the most valuable asset a person can possess really is? Some might say money, others might say land or gold. But I believe the most priceless asset is ideas. A unique idea, a spark that flashes in your mind, can turn into a business, a steady income stream, or even a legacy you leave behind. In this chapter, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of intellectual assets and creativity, from the smallest inventions to the creation of valuable information products. 101. Turning an idea into a commercial product service. First, let's talk about transforming an idea, even a very raw one, into something tangible and sellable. Many people think that to invent anything, you must be a brilliant scientist or a genius engineer. But the truth is, great inventions often start from solving a tiny everyday problem or simply looking at the world differently. Think of it like this: an idea is just a seed. For it to sprout and bear fruit, you must nurture it. Step 1. Identify the problem's or need. Before thinking about solutions, find a problem many people face or a need that hasn't been addressed. For example, people get annoyed when phone cables get tangled, or they need an easier way to jot things down while doing chores. Step 2. Develop the solution idea. Once you have the problem, start brainstorming solutions. Don't fear crazy early ideas. Maybe a self-retracting cable clip, a reusable smart sticky note. Step 3. Build a prototype. This is where your idea becomes real even in its roughest form. You can use cardboard, clay, or even a simple 3D design software. The goal is to see it, touch it, and test if it works. A phone stand made out of folded cardboard, that's still a prototype. Step 4. Test and improve. Put your prototype in the hands of friends, family, or potential customers. Listen to feedback, they're gold that helps you refine your product. Step 5. Plan for commercialization. When your product is ready, how do you sell it? You can produce small batches and sell online through platforms like Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Marketplace, Etsy, etc. Or you can find a manufacturing partner or even license your idea to a bigger company. I remember a story about a woman who made millions simply by inventing a tiny adhesive tab that keeps a tie from blowing in strong wind. A ridiculously simple idea solving a tiny annoyance, but valuable to millions of men who wear ties every day. You don't need to be Einstein. You just need awareness and the courage to turn your idea into action. 2. Making money through writing, photography, and design. These are areas where intellectual assets shine the brightest and where you can literally turn your passion into profit. If you have any talent at all, even a small one, think about how you can commercialize it. Writing. Ebooks. Modern technology allows anyone to self-publish. You can write about anything you know: cooking, gardening, business, self-development. Platforms like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing (KDP) help you reach millions of readers and keep most of the revenue. Blogging and content creation. Build a blog or YouTube, TikTok channel around something you love. Earn through ads, affiliate marketing, or selling your own products, services. Ghostwriting or copywriting. Many businesses will gladly pay for high-quality content. If you can write persuasively, this is a huge market. Articles, short stories, submit to magazines, online publishers, or writing contests. Photography. Sell stock photos. Upload your photos to Shutterstock, Getty Images, Adobe Stock. Every download gives you a fee, perfect passive income if you have a big photo library. Event and portrait photography. Weddings, birthdays, graduations, professional headshots. Sell prints, calendars, cards. Turn your art into physical products and sell them online or at craft markets. Teach photography. Sell presets. If you're experienced, create courses or sell your custom presets. Design. Graphic design, logos, branding, ad banners, packaging, huge demand. Platforms like Fiverr and Upwork are great places to find clients. Web UI UX design. The internet is growing non-stop. Beautiful user-friendly websites are always needed. Print on demand, create t-shirt designs, mugs, phone cases, and sell through merch by Amazon, Redbubble, etc. Sell design templates. Invitations, planners, calendars, digital illustrations sell on Etsy or design marketplaces. The common thread among all three fields: you're selling mental labor and your creative offspring. The value doesn't lie in physical materials, but in your creativity, skill, and time. 3. Understanding the basics of copyright and intellectual property. When you create something unique, a photo, a book, a product, a song, you're actually creating intellectual property. Protecting that asset is crucial to ensuring that you are the one who benefits from it, or that you are the one who grants permission and collects fees. We won't dive into complex legal details, but you must understand these basics. Copyright. What is it? A legal right that protects original works of literature, art, music, film, software, etc. The moment you create your work in a tangible form, written, recorded, photographed, it is automatically copyrighted. Purpose. Prevent others from copying, distributing, publicly displaying, or creating derivatives of your work without permission. Examples. A book. You wrote a photo, you took a song, you composed, you own the copyright. Patents. What is it? A protection for inventions, giving the inventor exclusive rights to produce, use, or sell the invention for a certain period. Purpose. Encourage innovation by rewarding inventors. Examples. A new type of engine, a new drug, a unique manufacturing method. To be patentable, it must be new, useful, and non-obvious. Trademarks. What is it? A word name, symbol, design, or combination that identifies and distinguishes your goods, services. Purpose. Protect your brand and reputation. Help customers recognize your products. Examples. The Apple logo, the name Coca-Cola, the Nike swoosh. Why does this matter to you? When you start creating intellectual products to make money, understanding IP rights helps you protect your work, prevent people from stealing or copying your ideas, maximize revenue, license your work, and earn fees without doing extra labor. Build a brand. Trademarks make your product stand out. Registering patents can be complicated and costly, but for most creative works, books, photos, designs, you're automatically protected in many countries. What matters is knowing your rights and how to enforce them if needed. My friends, we've just traveled through a deeply inspiring chapter on the power of unique ideas. I hope this has sparked creativity inside you. Never underestimate the power of a single idea. Because a tiny idea today, with the right care and action, can grow into a massive asset in the future. Look around you. Look at the problems you face, the hobbies you have, the skills you possess. And ask yourself, can I turn this into a unique idea that brings value to others and to myself? Welcome back to our series on the book, 1,000 Ways to Make Money. If in the previous chapters we soared through big ideas, global markets, and breakthrough business models, then today I want to pull you back a little to a place much closer, a place you might be sitting in right now, your own community and local market. This is Chapter 9, titled Tapping into the Local Market. And I believe this isn't just an important chapter, but a powerful reminder that sometimes golden opportunities aren't in far-off places. They're hidden right in the alley you walk through every day, in casual conversations with neighbors, or even in the tiny frustrations your community is dealing with. Our mission today is very clear. Let's take a fresh look at the opportunities right where we live. And let me emphasize this, serving your local community isn't just a way to make money. It's a sustainable business model built on trust, connection, and real value. It's different from selling a product to some anonymous customer on the internet. Here, you're serving people you see every day, your neighbors' familiar faces. That creates pressure, but at the same time, it pushes you to deliver the very best service possible. So, how do we start mining gold in our own backyard? 1. Identifying missing or poorly served local services. The gaps waiting for you to fill. Have you ever walked around your neighborhood or sat at a cafe listening to small talk? Pay attention to complaints, to phrases like, "I wish we had," or "if only this service were better." These are valuable signals indicators that there's a gap, an unmet need, or something that exists but isn't being done well. Examples: evening, fresh grocery delivery. In big cities, this might be common, but in smaller neighborhoods, have you ever wished someone could deliver fresh vegetables, meat, and fish right when you get home from work? Or a professional shopping helper service that picks produce as carefully as your mom would. Specialized household repair services. Phone repair shops are everywhere. But what about fixing washing machines, microwave hiccups, or grandpa's old clock? Maybe you have to travel far or rely on unreliable technicians. A reputable multi-purpose repair shop right in the neighborhood would be a lifesaver for many families. Soft skill classes for kids or adults. Not everyone can afford big, fancy centers. A small neighborhood class on drawing, storytelling, basic coding, or even simple cooking lessons for kids can attract many parents. Or a light yoga workshop for seniors, or DIY craft classes for moms and grandmothers. In-home pet care services. Many people love their pets but are busy. A trusted dog walking, bathing, or in-home pet sitting service would solve a major pain point. The key here is this: don't just look at what exists, look at what's missing or what exists but is not good enough. Be the sharpest observer in your neighborhood. Ask people, listen carefully, and most importantly, experience it yourself. Do you struggle to find a reliable electrician? Is there a food you love but can't find a good version anywhere nearby? That's a signal. That's a business opportunity. I remember when I was young, our neighborhood didn't have a decent barber shop for men. Everyone had to bike far into town. Then one barber, skilled, friendly, with good humor, opened a small shop right at our alley entrance. At first, just a few customers, then more and more. Not only because he cut hair well, but because he was personable, remembered every face, every preference. His shop lasted for decades, becoming a staple of the neighborhood. That's the power of filling a gap with skill and heart. 2. Selling local specialties and handcrafted goods, bringing the soul of your region into every home. Every region has its own identity, its children, so to speak, that no other place has. It could be a traditional dish, a unique crop, a special craft, or a cultural product. This is a priceless treasure waiting to be tapped. Think about it. Local specialty foods. Does your area have a family recipe passed down through generations, a special jam, candy, or drink, a bowl of noodles, rice dish, or soup, with a signature flavor only locals know about? Instead of selling only to neighbors, you can package it beautifully, tell the story behind it, and send it farther. Gift shops, pop-up markets, or online to people longing for a taste of home. Handcrafted goods and artisan products. Does your hometown have a craft like weaving, pottery, embroidery, or wood carving? These aren't just objects, they're art carrying culture and the maker's heart. You can become the bridge helping local artisans reach bigger markets, online stores, craft fairs, or even a cozy display space for tourists. Unique agricultural products. Maybe your region has a signature fruit tea coffee or herb. With the growing demand for clean, sustainable food offering high-quality produce with clear origins, plus the story of the farmer and the land, creates extraordinary value. When you sell local specialties or handmade goods, you aren't just selling a product. You're selling a story, an experience, a piece of culture. People today don't buy purely with logic. They buy with emotion. They want to know where something comes from, who made it, and what the story behind it is. This is a competitive advantage industrial products simply can't match. Every time I travel, I always look for local specialties, unique, handcrafted items. Not just because they're pretty or delicious, but because they're memories. They let me bring a piece of that place home. Think about it. How many people feel the same way? And could your product become someone's memory? 3. Organizing local events and small workshops, a place to connect and share. Beyond offering products or services, you can create value by organizing community activities. This is a brilliant way to build relationships, establish credibility, and create stable income by bringing people together. Ideas range from casual gatherings to focused classes, creative workshops, candle making, soap making, embroidery, crocheting, painting, mini pottery. These activities help people learn new skills while relaxing and connecting. You can use your cafe space, a corner of your home, or rent a small community room. Local cooking classes. Teach traditional dishes or regional specialties. This preserves culinary heritage and offers a unique experience for both locals and tourists. Book clubs or community movie nights, a space for book lovers to talk, or outdoor weekend screenings with popcorn and drinks. Simple yet powerful in strengthening community bonds. Weekend markets or swap meets. A place where locals can sell homemade goods, exchange second-hand items, or showcase their creations. It boosts the local economy and encourages sustainable living. Skills sharing sessions. Invite community experts, a great gardener, a skilled woodworker, a language teacher. Teach home gardening, small repairs, or even local history. When you host these events, you're not just charging admission, you're building a brand in your community. You become a connector, a value creator. And that translates into trust support and eventually sustainable income. I love these kinds of activities. We live in a world increasingly connected through screens, but often lacking warm, real human connection. These workshops, gatherings, and small events are bridges that bring people closer, help them learn, and help them feel like they belong to something bigger. So there you have it. 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't just about big ideas. It's also about finding value right within reach. The local market is fertile ground, full of potential, if you know how to observe, listen, and act. Remember, local business isn't just about exchanging goods and services. It's about building relationships, creating value for the people around you, contributing to the growth of the place you call home. When you serve your local community with heart, you don't just create revenue. You build trust, reputation, and a strong support network. That is the foundation of a sustainable business that can weather any storm. After watching this video, I encourage you to take a walk around your neighborhood. See with new eyes. Listen with new ears. Is there a problem you can solve? A local specialty the world hasn't discovered yet, an activity you can organize to bring people together. Sometimes to find 1,001 ways to make money, we only need to start in one place, right where we live, where your heart and effort can make a truly meaningful impact. Thank you for listening. See you in the next chapter where we'll explore even more exciting ideas from this remarkable book. Goodbye. Welcome back to the 1,000 Ways to Make Money series. And here we are, the final chapter, Chapter 10. From Doing to Managing, Building a System. If you've been following this journey from the beginning, you've explored hundreds of ideas with me. Ways to make money from tiny income streams to bigger projects. But I believe there's a quiet question many of you have had throughout this process. How do I stop having to do everything myself? Or is there a way to scale what I'm doing without burning out? This is the moment where we shift our mindset. From a talented craftsman, a brilliant solo seller, a tireless content creator, we begin to think like an architect, a symphony conductor, a system builder. The goal of this chapter is clear. How do you escape the trap of doing it all yourself and start building a machine that can run and scale on its own? In other words, how do you move from making money to building a machine that makes money? Sounds exciting, doesn't it? let's dive into the 3 pillars of this mindset. 1. The signs that it's time to hire your first person. You know, this might be one of the biggest mental barriers any entrepreneur or small business owner faces. Hire someone. Do I even have enough money? Will someone else do it as well as I do? Should I just do it myself to be safe? I get that feeling. I've been there, taking on everything, brainstorming ideas, production, editing, answering customer emails, even cleaning the office if you have one. So how do you know when it's the golden moment to start letting go and hand things off? Sign marker 1. You're exhausted and overwhelmed. You're running around nonstop, waking up every morning to a never-ending to-do list and going to bed feeling wiped out while still feeling unfinished. You keep missing new opportunities because you don't have the time to pursue them. Meetings slip, emails pile up, and the quality of your work drops. This is a red alert. Your mind and body are screaming. Sign number 2. You're doing low-value tasks. Ask yourself, what tasks am I doing that someone else paid less or specialized differently can do just as well or better? If you're a talented graphic designer but spending 4 hours a day answering emails or scheduling appointments, that's 4 hours. You're not creating high-value work. That's lost revenue. Sign number 3. You've hit your personal income ceiling. You're working 12-14 hours a day, giving everything you've got, but your income can't grow anymore simply because you've run out of time. This is when you need to clone yourself. Sign number 4. Your finances are ready. Of course this matters. Don't hire when your pockets are empty. Look at your cash flow. Will paying this person free up your time to make more money, or will it drag you down? For most people, hiring the first person is an investment, and you need to calculate the ROI. Start small, hire by project. Bring on a freelancer or use a virtual assistant to minimize risk and cost. When you start seeing these signs, be bold and find your first hire. This isn't weakness, it's intelligence. It's strategic. It frees you and elevates your business. Start by listing everything you do, highlight what can be delegated, and then find the right person for those tasks. 2. How to automate and build effective workflows. Okay, you've hired your first person, or at least you're thinking about it. But do you want to become a bottleneck, the person all decisions must run through? Of course not. This is where we talk about automation and workflow building. Think of your business as a machine. If every part operates independently, with no coordination, the machine is clunky and breaks down easily. But if every part has clear instructions and a predefined way to operate, the machine becomes smooth and efficient. Step 1. List and analyze your repetitive tasks. What do you do daily, weekly, monthly that makes you think, didn't I already do this 100 times? Answering emails, posting to social media, creating invoices, entering data, checking stock. Most businesses have a huge amount of repetition. Step 2. Look for ways to automate. For each repetitive task, ask, is there software that can do this for me? Accounting tools, social media schedulers, Buffer, Hootsuite, CRM systems, automated email marketing. Can I create a template for this? Email templates, pricing templates, contract templates. Can I set up a rule for the system to handle auto-sorting emails, automatic reminders, automated follow-ups? Don't hesitate to invest in automation tools. They may seem expensive at first, but long-term they free your time, reduce errors, and boost productivity massively. Step 3. Build your standard operating procedures, SOPs. This is your business blueprint. SOPs are detailed documents outlining step-by-step how to do each task. Why are they crucial? Training new people. No more explaining everything dozens of times. They read the SOP and learn. Quality control. Everyone performs tasks the same way. Reduces dependence on you. People solve problems using SOPs, not your time. prepares you for scaling. When you expand, your processes are already ready to copy. Example, SOP. Instead of saying post on Facebook, your SOP would be Step 1. Choose a high-quality image from the library link. Step 2. Write the caption using the AIDA formula, AIDA doc link. Step 3. Add relevant hashtags, hashtag list link. Step 4. Schedule the post at 10 a.m. via Buffer. Step 5. Check comments 1 hour after posting. Turn everything into a process. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. With SOPs, you're not just creating a business, you're creating a system. 3. The replication mindset. Expanding from one income stream to many. This is the peak of the mindset we're aiming for. You've built a successful income stream, hired people, automated, and systemized. Great. But is that all? Do you want to rely on just one income stream forever? Replication doesn't mean doing more work. It means scaling the system that created the income. Like making a mold, you use that mold to create hundreds or thousands of products without sculpting each one from scratch. Step 1. Analyze the success of your current income stream. What made it work? Unique product service. Effective marketing. Strong sales skills. Excellent customer service. Efficient distribution system. Identify your secret formula. What is the core value driver? Step 2. Look for replication opportunities. Once you know the formula, think about applying it elsewhere. Replicate products, services. If product A works, can you create B, C, D using the same production, marketing, and sales system? Example, one online course can turn into 3 or 4. Replicate markets. If it works for market A, can it work for market B? Replicate locations. One successful physical store. Can you open store 3 4 using the same model? This is essentially micro-franchising. Replicate distribution channels. If Instagram works, can the same strategy work on TikTok, your website, Amazon, or another platform? Step 3. Build duplicates of your system. This is where your SOPs shine. When you scale, you don't start from zero. You apply the blueprint, adjust slightly, and run it. Most importantly, don't spread yourself too thin. Replication is not doing everything at once. It's focused replication. Scale one thing until it runs smoothly on its own, then expand. The final goal of replication is to build an empire of self-running income streams where you're no longer the one doing, but the one managing and architecting a solid, ever-scaling financial system. That's when you truly own your time and your life. And that's everything I want to share in Chapter 10, From Doing to Managing. Building a system. We've come a long way from early money-making ideas to the mindset of building an empire. 1,000 Ways to Make Money isn't just a book. It's an invitation to rethink how you create value and build your life. Remember, making money is only the beginning. Building a system that makes money for you so you're free to pursue bigger dreams, that's the ultimate goal. Thank you for joining me throughout this series. Start applying these principles to your life today. The road ahead won't always be easy, but it will absolutely be worth it. Wishing you success on your journey to building your own system. See you in the next videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss more helpful content. Goodbye, and see you soon. In the previous episode, we dove deep into the world of the classic book, 1,000 Ways to Make Money, a treasure chest of ideas that sometimes is exactly the problem. 1,000 ways. Sure, it sounds great, but I know, and I'm sure you do too, that after hearing all of it, many people end up feeling overwhelmed. 1,000 ways. So where on earth do I start? Which one is for me? Right. It feels like standing inside a giant supermarket with thousands of items, but you only have a tiny basket and no idea what you really need. Don't worry, because today we're going to take all that theory, all those rich ideas, and turn them into a real action roadmap, a 7-day action plan to fire up your own money-making engine. The goal of this plan is simple. Help you stop feeling lost, stop feeling overwhelmed, and instead know exactly where to lay your very first brick and how. Think of it like starting an old car that hasn't run in a long time. You don't jump in and floor the gas. You check each part, fill the tank, gently warm it up, and then you rev the engine. And over the next 7 days, we're going to do exactly that together. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Let's begin. Day 1-2. Self-reflection and listing. Digging into the gold mine inside you. These first 2 days are when we turn inward like a deep, personal self-interview. This step is incredibly important. It's the foundation that helps you find the right direction. Not based on what others say, but based on you. Your task: find a quiet space. Grab a notebook or open your notes app and honestly answer 2 big questions. 1. List 10 skills or passions you have. Don't think skills have to be something huge or certified. A skill can be anything you do well, enjoy doing, or can use to help others. Examples: you're good at explaining complex topics in simple ways. That's teaching and communication. You love organizing spaces and making things neat. That's management and organization. You bake amazing cookies and everyone praises them. That's cooking hucks baking. You're a great listener and people come to you for advice. That's empathy and counseling. You know everything about a certain game, movie, universe, or niche topic. That's specialized knowledge. Write everything down, no judgment. Don't dismiss anything as too small. The small things are often the key. 2. List 10 problems you see around you. This is where you become a detective of problems. Every successful business solves a problem. Look around in your family, neighborhood, workplace, online, anything that bothers people or you notice repeatedly. Examples: your neighbors keep complaining they don't have time to pick up their kids. Problem: lack of safe, convenient child transportation. Your friends want to eat healthy, but don't know what to cook. Problem: shortage of easy, tasty, healthy meal options. Many young people want to learn English, but get bored with traditional methods. Problem: boring, ineffective learning approaches. Small businesses are confused about managing their finances. Problem: lack of simple, accessible financial consulting. Let your imagination wander. Write down everything that makes you pause or feel frustrated. My advice: these 2 days are not about rushing. They're about reconnecting with yourself and with the world. Take your time. 1 to 2 hours each day is enough. By the end of day 2, you'll have 2 valuable lists, your very own gold mine. Day 3-4, research and filtering, finding your lighthouse. Once you have your 2 lists, skills, passions, and problems, now we start matching them, and more importantly, checking them against reality. Your task: 1. Pick one idea that seems most viable. Look for intersections. Which skill solves which problem? Which passion can turn into a solution? Don't look for the perfect idea, just the one you're excited about and seems doable in the near future. Example: if you bake well and notice busy parents needing healthy snacks for their kids, your idea might be deliver healthy, low-sugar oatmeal cookies. 2. Find 3 people businesses succeeding with similar ideas. Now step outside your cave. Your lighthouses are out there. Use Google, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or walk around your neighborhood. Find at least 3 businesses or creators already doing something similar. What do you study from them? What exactly are they offering? How do they market? Who are their customers? How do they price? What makes them different? This is not copying. This is validation. If others succeed, there is demand. And that gives you confidence and momentum. My advice: don't get stuck in endless research. You only need the big picture: patterns, differences, opportunities. Choose one idea, find your 3 lighthouses, and move forward. Day 5-6. Testing and offering, stepping into the real world. Here comes the most exciting and scariest part: turning your idea into action and interacting with the market. Your task: 1. Create an MVP, minimum viable product. Think small. An MVP is the simplest version of your product or service that solves the core problem. Examples: starting a personal finance consulting service. MVP includes a 30-minute one-on-one consultation. Selling oatmeal cookies. MVP für about 2 to 3 sample batches made at home. Designing logos. MVP, a draft logo concept for a potential client. You just need something people can try. 2. Offer it to 5 people you know. This is where you face your first fear rejection. Choose 5 people who will be honest with you. Friends, family, old colleagues. Say something natural like, "Hey, I'm testing a new idea. Can you try this and tell me what you think?" You can offer it free or at a small price. Prepare for praise and criticism. Both are valuable. This step is hard, but remember, you're not selling to make money. You're selling to learn. Day 7. Review and optimize. The engine begins to run. Congratulations, you've completed 6 days of exploration and courage. Day 7 is where we tie everything together and prepare for what's next. Your task: 1. Collect feedback and reflect. From those 5 people, what did they love? What didn't work for them? What felt inconvenient? Would they pay for it? And how much? Compare this with your lighthouses. Where do you stand? What's your unique angle? Not all feedback is equal. Learn to filter. 2. Celebrate your small wins and plan next week. It doesn't matter how successful your test was. You did something most people never do. You acted. Celebrate that. Now, adjust your idea. MVP. Better product. Better pitch. Different audience. Plan next steps. Reach 10 new customers. Improve MVP. Start posting online. Identify the next small step. This 7-day plan is meant to build momentum, a cycle of learning and action. Day 7 is not the end. It's the beginning of a new loop that keeps improving your money-making engine. And there we have it, the full 7-day action plan to jumpstart your income engine. Some people might say, what can you do in just 7 days? But remember, a 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. And these 7 days are your first and most important steps toward breaking stagnation and building momentum. The most important thing I want you to take away isn't a perfect formula, but an action mindset. Don't get stuck in overthinking or waiting for the perfect timing. The perfect time is right now. You already have the book with 1,000 ways to make money. Now you have a concrete action plan to turn those ways into reality, one step at a time. So start right now. And I believe that soon you'll look back and realize that choosing to act today was one of the smartest decisions you've ever made. I'm always here walking with you on this journey. Share with me in the comments which step you're on, what your idea is, and what you've learned. Our community is always ready to listen and support. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episodes, where we'll dive even deeper into the secrets of prosperity. So we've just gone through a long journey together, almost 2 full hours, turning page by page through a book that seems dry on the surface, but is actually packed with priceless gems, 1,000 ways to make money. I know sometimes the sheer amount of information can feel a bit overwhelming, right? But my friends, if I had to distill the entire essence of this book, all 130 minutes of my sharing, into just 3 core messages, 3 golden keys you can carry with you anytime, anywhere, and apply to any situation, these would be them. Think of them as your guiding stars, your compass, the principles that will lead you on your journey to finding and creating opportunities for yourself. Let's dive into each one. Core point number 1. Mindset is your number 1 asset. The first core point, and probably the foundation of everything, is this. Your mindset is your number 1 asset. Opportunities are everywhere. Your job is to train your eyes to see them. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But think about it. How many times have you complained that there are no opportunities, I don't have capital, or there's no way out? I used to be like that. I looked around and saw a world full of closed doors. But this book and my own journey afterward taught me something powerful. The problem isn't the door. The problem is our eyes. Mindset isn't just intelligence or academic knowledge. It's a mental state, a constant curiosity. The ability to look past the surface and see the essence of an opportunity. It's the willingness to ask, why is it like this? How can it be better? Is there another way? Imagine it this way. Opportunities are like raw diamonds. They don't sparkle at first glance. They hide beneath rough layers of dirt and stone inside messy problems or unmet needs that most people ignore. Someone with a limited mindset sees only rocks. Someone with an open, observant, analytical mind sees the shimmer beneath. I remember once talking to a friend who kept complaining about how terrible traffic was in our city. Constant congestion, taxis, impossible to catch. Everyone else complained the exact same way. But another friend of mine said something that stuck with me. This is a huge problem, and big problems always come with big opportunities. And as you know, not long after that, ride-hailing apps exploded. The people who saw the problem as opportunity became pioneers. So how do you train these eyes? Start by observing more closely. Don't accept everything as that's just the way it is. Ask questions. Read. Learn from successful people and unsuccessful ones too. Open your mind to new ideas, even the crazy ones. And truly believe that opportunities are everywhere. That is the first step to unlocking financial growth and personal prosperity. Core point number 2. Start with what you already have. All right, after sharpening your mindset to spot opportunities, we move to the second core point 1 that is absolutely essential. Start with what you already have. Your greatest capital is your skills, your passions, and the problems around you. This goes completely against what many people believe. We're conditioned to think we need money, lots of it, to start anything. That we need connections, years of experience, or some massive advantage. But this book and countless real-life success stories prove the opposite. Your greatest capital isn't the money in your bank. It's what's already inside you and around you. Look at yourself. What are you good at? What do you love so much? You lose track of time doing it. It could be cooking, writing, designing, fixing electronics, gaming, listening, organizing, whatever. Every skill, no matter how small, can become a source of income. Every passion can be the foundation of a unique business. And it's not just your skills or passions. Your capital also lies in the problems you or those around you struggle with. Remember the traffic story? That was a problem. A torn shirt that needs mending. An elderly person needing a ride to the market. A delicious dish no one sells online. A neighborhood with no babysitting service. These are all invisible capital, untapped opportunities, waiting for someone to notice. This YouTube channel of mine is an example. I didn't start with millions in investment. I started with my love for books, my ability to explain and tell stories, and my desire to share the value I found. The problem I saw was simple people were too busy to read or didn't know where to start. And so I started with what I had: a simple mic, a computer, and my knowledge. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't think you need global expertise to begin. Look at what you already have: your knowledge, your experiences, your relationships, your phone. From these humble beginnings, you can create value, solve problems, and start generating income. So tonight, after this video, take 15 minutes. Write down every skill and passion you have, even the smallest. Then write down the problems you and your loved ones face. You'll be surprised at how much capital you've been sitting on without realizing it. Core point number 3, small, consistent actions. Finally, the third core point, and probably the one we struggle with most. Take small, consistent actions. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Start testing today, even if it's tiny. Once you have the right mindset and know your capital, the biggest barrier left is procrastination and the fear of imperfection. We want everything polished before we begin. I need to learn more first. This idea isn't groundbreaking enough. I should wait until I have the money. And then the idea just lives on paper. The opportunity passes, and we fall back into the same loop of complaining. This book emphasizes a powerful truth. Real value lies in action, not in ideas. A great idea in your head is worth less than a tiny action taken in reality. Think of a huge ship. It doesn't start moving with one giant push. It begins by lifting the anchor, slowly starting the engine, nudging forward bit by bit. Every small action, a course, an email, a sample product, a conversation, is a step forward. I'm the same. This channel didn't start with a perfect strategy or a polished 5-year plan. It started with one test video, a cheap mic, and tons of awkwardness. But I did it anyway. I learned from each video, improved my delivery, my editing. Step by step it grew. If I had waited for perfect equipment, a perfect script, a perfect voice, you wouldn't be hearing me today. Every small action is an experiment. You don't need to be right at the beginning. The point is to learn, gather feedback, adjust, improve. Perfection is the enemy of action. Accept that things will be messy at first. You will make mistakes. But those mistakes teach you lessons no book ever can. So stop planning endlessly. Stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. What can you do today? A call, an email, an hour of research, a rough sketch. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. Those tiny steps repeated over time build unstoppable momentum and lead to major success. So there you have it, my friends. 3 core principles, 3 golden keys that, if you truly embrace and apply, will unlock endless opportunities in your life. 1. Mindset is your #1 asset. Train your eyes to see opportunities everywhere. 2. Start with what you have. Your skills, passions, and surrounding problems are your greatest capital. 3. Small, consistent actions. Don't wait for perfection. Start testing today. These aren't just tips from a book. They're life principles, guiding philosophies I personally try to practice every day. They remind us that the keys to opportunity aren't somewhere far away. They're within us: how we think, how we see the world, and how we act. I hope these insights give you new energy and perspective as you walk your path. Carry these 3 keys with you. Believe in yourself and start building your future today. So we've just explored and dug deep into 1,000 ways to make money, together a true treasure trove of ideas, isn't it? I believe that after all the analysis and perspectives we've shared, your mind right now is probably buzzing with at least a few sparks, a few flashes of new paths you could take to create value and improve your financial life. But hey, there's something I always remind myself, and it's also the biggest lesson I've taken away from classic books like this one. Knowledge is only potential power. It only becomes real, tangible power when we turn it into action. If you stop at, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've thought about that too," and then go straight back to your old habits and old thinking, then I'm afraid the value of this book and the time we spent learning together will never reach its full potential. So now it's your turn. I want you to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and think carefully. From everything we've talked about, from the 1,000 ways to make money that this book presents, what is the one idea, no matter how small, that feels the most doable for you and that you will commit to taking action on right after this video ends? Don't think about grand plans. Don't pressure yourself to come up with $1 million idea. Just choose one small step, one concrete action you can start today. Maybe it's researching a new skill. Maybe it's making a list of old items to sell. Maybe it's sending an email to offer a freelance service. Or simply spending 30 minutes planning your budget for next month. Write that idea down in the comments below. This tiny action carries tremendous meaning. It's not just a commitment to yourself, it's also a spark that could inspire someone else who's watching your journey. I'll read every single comment because I truly believe that each idea, each small action can be the beginning of something great. Don't be afraid to share. We're here to learn and grow together. Our journey of learning and self-improvement doesn't end here. If you've enjoyed the way we break things down, analyze and extract the core value from classic books like 1,000 Ways to Make Money, then now is the time to make sure we don't lose each other. Hit the subscribe button right now and don't forget to turn on the little notification bell beside it. That way, you'll be one of the first to know whenever I upload a new video, where we'll keep unlocking the secrets and timeless lessons hidden inside other precious gems of human knowledge. These aren't just simple book reviews. They're deep dive sessions where we uncover core values, principles, and golden insights that you'd easily miss if you only skim the book. We'll continue this journey of knowledge together. 1,000 Ways to Make Money doesn't just give us 1,000 methods. It teaches us something even more important. Every great journey begins with the smallest step. No idea is too small. No action is meaningless as long as you dare to start. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right moment. Because the right moment is right now. Remember, 1,000 Ways to Make Money begins with a single action. What's your action? Start today. I can't wait to see your journey unfold. See you in the next videos.